Okay, let's talk about one of the reasons why fatherlessness and children not having contact with their biological fathers after separation and divorce has increased so much in Britain over the last 40 or 50 years. And one of the reasons is because of mothers-in-law. Many people know that one of the biggest conflicts in marriages and relationships anyway is family interfering in the relationship. The conflicts about parenting styles, the amount of people who have children and they get upset with their mother or their father because of taking their children over to their grandmothers or their grandfathers, and the grandfather gives them meat, or they don't put them to bed at the right time or whatever. So it causes all kinds of conflict. And you have to understand, when a couple separate, they have less resources, particularly in terms of money, so they have to rely on their family more than they used to when they were married. And typically, people go back to, when people separate and divorce, they typically go back to what was their default. They go back to what they used to do prior to getting married, because a lot of people, when they get married, they make sacrifices, they make compromises to be with this person. And so you have to understand that if you are in a relationship with somebody where your mother or your father never liked the man in the first place, or your family didn't really like him, or you've told them a certain narrative, or you've drop-fed the certain information to your family throughout your marriage, even though your marriage might have been amazing, they are going to want to back you, and they're going to want to be loyal to you. So they're not going to look at the positive stuff that happened. All they're going to do is look at the negative stuff, and they're going to basically do everything that they can, not to manipulate you, because that's not the right word, but to position you in such a way that they distance the father away from the child. And so what ends up happening over time is the father slowly is put more roadblocks, because one of the reasons why fathers end up not having to see their children is how many roadblocks, how many things do they have to overcome in order to get access to the child. If they have to go to court, if they have to have a paternity test, if they have to travel really far, if they have a job where they can only, they work, let's say, day shifts, and they don't finish work, or they start work at, like, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning, and they don't finish work until 8 o'clock in the evening, and then the child is asleep by the time they get home at 8 o'clock, then you have a problem. So the barriers, and I have to tell you, it is very, very, very difficult to overcome this barrier of mothers-in-law, because they have such a stronghold and such an influence on children, on parents, and ultimately then how much contact the father has to the child.